Welcome back. It's leg day. So today we're going to battle. I'm going to show you some of my tricks to combat my knee pain. So I used to compete in powerlifting and strongman for, I'd say, the better part of a decade, through my 20s. And I had some pretty severe patellar tendonitis, so tendonitis on both knees, right about here, like jumper's knee, also known as. So it sidelined me for a long time, and it's been a very nagging injury over the last 5 to 10 years, but kind of got a good routine and good rhythm down of maintaining it, taking care of it. And these two, I take dual massage guns to my legs before every workout. It really helps to keep my knees comfortable when I train heavy and hard. So I'll take you through the route that I always go through. Just basically, I trace the kneecap so that you can watch the path here. I trace the kneecap, stay off the bone. I go to the highest setting of speed, but I'm not putting a lot of pressure into the muscle itself. I'm not jamming down into myself. So contact plus about 20%. Trace the kneecap. If you find a tight spot, sit on it for a little bit and let the gun do its work. Then I work my way up the quads. Again, feeling for tightness. If it's not too tender, you probably don't need much care there, but it just wakes everything up for me. Makes my knees feel like butter. So we're gonna squat heavy soon. Want to get ready to rock. I start to open up on the quad here, come to the outside a little bit. Again, feel pretty good for the most part. Then I'll move to the inner outer thigh. I'll bend my knee. Okay, all the way up from the hip and from the groin. So far, so good. Nothing too tender. Recovered from the last leg workout. Then I'll go hamstring, so I'll bring the guns beneath. Go kind of up by the butt muscle, the glute. Continue to kind of almost make waves, so don't go in a straight line. Feel around a little bit and see where your tightness lies. All pretty good today. Then finally I'll go to the calves. And if you're on bone, you'll see the massage gun start to jump off your leg and start to bounce off the bone. So you want to stay in the meat, all the muscles. That's where it really does most of the magic. Go other leg. Try to relax your leg as best you can, right? You don't try to be tense. Try to relax. Once again, trace the knee. These massage guns these days are now pretty cheap. Originally, there was like one brand, the Theragun, that had the monopoly on the entire industry, and they were still the most expensive, I think, at like $500 a pop, which is kind of crazy for a simple technology. Woo. Now I found some tension. So you never know where you're going to find stuff until you press on it. Oh. We'll spend a little more time here. The crazy part is I'll take care of my quads, inner outer thighs, hamstrings, calves, and the tendon pain starts to go away. Even if I'm feeling achy walking into a leg day, taking care of all that muscle will take pressure off the joint itself. So, cool tidbit. It's been an absolute game changer for me. So, if you don't have a massage gun yet, you can get one for between $60 and $90 on Amazon. I like two because it covers more ground at once. You know, I don't want to be here for half an hour doing this. So, usually 3 to 5 minutes per leg, depending. So, I'm gonna go inner outer thigh, hamstring, go to the inside, go to the outside, inside, outside. Pretty good there, calf. Let's go back to that spot that was really tender. Get a little more out of it. Again, if you haven't tried that yet, try it before leg day. It's a miracle. I will be wearing my Olympic lifting shoes pretty much the entire session today. Gives you a little heel pitch, a little better for your knees, takes away some pressure from the ankles, allows you to squat deeper without sacrificing your position. And you'll see that as we get into our squats today. I also love Cerberus equipment. Cerberus is I think primarily a strength athlete company that makes knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, belts. So I'm going to use their knee sleeves and their belts today. All right, let's suit up. So again, for me, the knee sleeves really help. They keep my knees warm, they keep the tendons happy. I can squat without worrying about it, without feeling achy, especially in the first couple of sets. You just feel achy. You feel like everything's waking up and the blood's not there yet. So if you can, invest in a pair of good knee sleeves. Make sure they're sized right. These are great and they're really tight, but if they're too tight, you're gonna have to pull them up and then between sets pull them back down because the blood will be able to flow through into your ankles and your leg, lower leg, but it won't be able to come back out if it's too tight, like a tourniquet. So what I try to do is I will pull them up before a set and then pull them down after a set. So you get good support, a lot of blood into the knee and trapped in the knee, hopefully. And then after that, you can pull them down and let the circulation regulate. If you're serious about training, invest in a decent pair of Olympic lifting shoes. Again, they have a built-in heel pitch. It's a very flat and rigid sole of the foot, sole of the shoe. Gives you stability and control. Again, will help you get the best range of motion possible. And a lot of people who don't have great ankle mobility they'll lose their position, as you'll see. I'll try not to lose my position too bad, but they'll lose their position throughout squatting, throughout leg pressing. Your body will make accommodations by hunching your posture and rounding your hips and doing things that kind of get in the way of strong, effective training. All right. Personally, I've been squatting decently heavy these days, so I'm going to skip the empty barbell. I usually go right to a 25 on each side. Not to say that warm-ups aren't important, but the empty bar doesn't even give me a feeling of my proper technique and proper groove of the squat. So it's important to get warm. All right, let us begin. And my preferred equipment company is Cerberus these days. They really make quality stuff. I come from the strongman world, so strongman is a strength sport. If you're unaware of it, you may have seen some of my clips in the intro video. But strongmen are allowed to wear a soft belt beneath a more firm leather belt. So I may have the start of an umbilical hernia from old lifting stress. So the soft belt for me, it's not about ego at this point. Soft belt for me helps keep that thing at bay while staying tight and staying firm. I'll be 37 next month, so for me, I'm trying to stay in the game. Keep training hard into a later age. You have to take care of yourself, and most of the injuries that I suffered when I was young were from not warming up properly, not doing the things I had to do to take care of my body. So when you're young and you feel like you're invincible, you really don't pay attention to those important details. You pay for it later. Trust me on that. yeah, cracking in the knee. For me, the cracking in the knee is no issue, unless there's pain alongside it that accompanies it. Right. I mentioned earlier about taking the sleeves off every single time. For the first couple of sets, I'll leave them on just to get the knees real warm and keep them warm. And then as it gets real heavy, I'll pull them down between sets. If you're training by yourself, always train in a squat rack if you can, if you have it available to you. It has spotter arms. You just see some disasters online. People failing a back squat. It can get pretty ugly. Round 2. I kind of take not so much a high bar position or a low bar position. I take somewhere in between, in my opinion. High bar is more Olympic lifting style, very vertical torso. The bar sits very high in your neck. And low bar, as you can imagine, the bar is much lower on your back. Much more of the old school powerlifting method, especially the quote unquote geared powerlifting in suits. They use a lot more of a low bar. I think I'm right in the middle. Getting warm now. Can't take them off in between sets. Let the blood recirculate. Also, a great tidbit, make sure the rack height is a little bit lower than your shoulder height, like where the barbell sits. It's important because unracking the barbell and re-racking it can be pretty dangerous if the rack is too high and you're trying to tippy toe the bar out and come back, and then re-racking it for that matter. You have to kind of get back in on your tippy toes. It should be enough where you walk forward, you're above those J cups, these guys here. So you can walk forward, you can hit the rack and come straight down. On the other hand, you don't want it to be too low either. Too low, you have to expend so much energy trying to squat the weight out of the rack. So it should be just a couple of inches below your shoulder so you can stand up strong and walk out without issues. You may hear the breathing and bracing when I'm in set, kind of huffing and puffing now, but when I'm in set, I'm breathing into my belt, right? So the cue would be get fat. So as you're wearing your belt and it's pushing down on your belly, breathe into your belly and push into that belt. So the pressure from the belt and your air really locks your spine in place, just saving yourself from injury. Again, old school tricks that help you. If you want to lift heavy, get stronger, get bigger, really helps to have your breathing and bracing proper. So for most people, you want to try to get your hands as close to your shoulders as you can. For a lot of people who have flexibility issues, like bigger, heavier powerlifters, you'll see them very wide. But to get your upper back nice and tight and keep your spine safe and stable, you want to try to get the arms as close as you can, within reason, to your body, so you get a tight squeeze in the upper back. And typically, as it's light here, I can still talk a little bit. I'll hold my breath for 2 or so reps, and breathe it out. Again, see, you want to be able to walk in, hit the rack, and drop straight down. But in the powerlifting days, I was doing a lot of singles, double reps, and triples. So 1, 2, or 3 reps per set for the strength work. And to stay tight, you want as much air in your body as possible. So you take in air like a balloon, hold it into your belly so you can stay stable, and it avoids the urge to dump your body forward if you're squatting or deadlifting. I'm gonna work up to 2 or 3 top sets. Try to get to around 3 plates for 8 to 10 reps and see how that goes. So far, knees are feeling pretty good. Again, try that massage gun trick, game changer. Also, old powerlifting days, I was a great spotter apparently. Always check, make sure you load it evenly on each side, because you might think you threw that 10 on one side and you only have 10 on the other side. And even with these big barbell lifts, even a 10-pound difference, if you have 200 plus pounds on the bar, when you unrack, you're gonna feel that 10-pound difference. Especially in your bench pressing, you unrack, it's gonna feel like 45 pounds. So, stay tight, stay focused. Don't let your guard down or underestimate the weight, because you can pay dearly for it. People have a hard time with the barbell in their back. If you pinch your blades back together, you should have enough meat to sit the bar on your shoulders and your upper back and shoulders versus on the neck or on your bones. Oh, hit the rack there. And if you hit that rack when you're re-racking, right, hold it there and put the weight down with a slight bend in the knees. You shouldn't have to look to either side to get the bar into each J cup, so keep that in mind. Since we're going a bit heavier today, I'm gonna take longer rests in between sets, so anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes between sets, so we can come in fresh, get the most out of the next set. And for me, if I rush the rest periods with legs, because of my history with tendonitis in the knees, those short rest periods, sometimes with heavy barbell weights and free weights, just starts to ignite that inflammation again. So try to keep the rest periods a little bit longer for this one, and then like leg presses and hack squats, I can push the pace a little bit and keep the rest periods shorter. One thing about barbell squats, they can be really taxing on your nervous system and your whole body, and can be a lot to recover from, but a few exercises provide the same amount of lower body growth as barbell squats. I mean, and bodybuilders can do plenty on machines, and you can get arguably more growth out of machines because of the recovery demands. They're not as severe as a barbell squat, but if you're starting out, you're young and you're healthy, start the barbell squat, at least keep it as part of your routine, because it builds such enormous strength across your whole body. The core strength required to not dump forward, it's just something you can't get from a leg press. So if you're going pure bodybuilding, I'd keep them in the routine and do more machines, but from an overall strength and functional perspective, you get a ton of growth from the glutes and the quads and the core from heavier barbell squats. So just ease in. Make sure the technique is right. Make sure you're not cutting depth shorter and shorter. One thing you see over with young guys especially is that they'll squat deep with light weights. They'll squat real low with light weights. And as the weight gets heavier, they get scared to go that low, so they start to cut it shorter and shorter, and before you know it, they have 4 plates on the bar, and it's just unlocking your knees and relocking them. So again, check your ego at the door, get as low as you can, and build strength and muscle in deep, deep ranges of motion. Again, as deep as you can without rounding your back. That's gonna be one of the themes you'll see. Also, a cool trick to pull up tight knee sleeves is if you fold the top over a little bit, you can get your fingers in this little lip here, this little groove, and you have some leverage to pull on. Sometimes when they're flat, you're just trying to pinch grip and pull up, you don't have a lot of strength. So if they are tight, if you're sweating a little bit and there's friction, fold them over, straighten your leg out, and then you can pull them up with a little more force and strength. And these Cerberus knee sleeves really save my knees, but they're hard to get on and off. So again, fold that top over. Again, I've never ever taken steroids, so using this stuff, I don't mind giving some of my credit to these equipment companies because it really does save your body a lot of stress. And if you get a few more pounds in the bar because of a better belt or tighter knee sleeves, I think that's very reasonable. Also, old school powerlifting trick. If you have a hard time getting to the notch you want on your belt, you can take the lip here, right? You can put it against the upright of a squat rack and then turn your body away from it. So you're kind of locking the end of the belt against the squat rack, and you can rotate your body away, and it makes it much easier to get to that next groove. Make sure it's not too tight. Belt should be tight, but you want enough space to be able to breathe into it and brace properly. If it's too tight, you can't get any air in. It's not good either. As the sets get heavier, the mindset comes in a little bit more. You have to get in the zone. Get in there. Let's throw 3 plates on and see how it goes. Take a little bit longer rest. Make sure you're ready to perform for the next set. Getting hot in here, as you can see. Starting to sweat. All right, first work set. 315 on the bar. Let's get going. It's one thing about barbell squats, it takes a long time to get really warmed up for your top sets sometimes. So the stronger you get, it's cool, but there are pros and cons. I'm gonna go for 8. Good set. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Move on to hack squats. Ooh, barbell beats you up. All right, next stop is gonna be the 45-degree angled leg press. All right, folds into a hack squat. This is the Force USA one. I do love it. Very smooth, very sturdy. I had to make some modifications. I had to build this box, right? So I felt that you couldn't really get deep enough with the range of motion as is. And I took all the safety stops out and all the things that would limit my range of motion. So I had to do this. I had to build up the shoulder pads on the full hack squat version when you can lay this thing back. Great idea for a machine. I think a couple of tweaks might make it a lot better, but overall, it's been a game changer for my routine, so I recommend it. I'm gonna go supersetting the 45-degree leg press to a heavy kettlebell RDL. All right, so higher reps, agony. I still have my Olympic lifting shoes on, especially for this one. I like that heel pitch. Now that I'm already warmed up, my knees feel good, and we can get into some really painful sets. With these types of machines, soak up the bottom here. The harsh angles for your joints. If you start light and you get used to them, your body will be prepared, and you can really crank up how much muscle you can grow. So don't stop at the top, but sink into the bottom. Take a deep breath, drive out. Keep the heavy heel pressure. That right knee loves to crack. It's something I got used to. I'm already shot from the barbell squats, so it shouldn't take long. I have these little platforms that I step on so I can get deeper into my RDL. Cooking. Same thing, big stretch at the bottom. Soak up your stretch. You'll be sore for days. Oh, man. Tough combo. All right. Now we can keep the rest periods a little shorter. Get right back in action. Now you don't have to overarch. People really crank their back into extension with this one. I kind of like being a little more compact. As long as your low back doesn't round over forward, you're okay. Just keep from the hips to the head one stiff straight line that just tips over. Drive the butt back. Soak up the hamstring stretch here. Ooh, it's a tough one. Even with leg day, 2 or 3 big moves, doing them well. I'd say overall between 5 and 12 hard sets for the day. It's a lot, especially if you're a natural lifter. It's a lot to get through. So you don't need as much work as you think, but when you do your work sets, hit them hard. Feel that nausea. Flirting with nausea. Gonna try to hit one more set and call it a day and live to fight another day. Here's something funny. So I'm new to recording myself training. This is all new to me, being on social media and, I guess chronicling my training. My storage was full for my phone for the last 2 sets, so it cut off the video. So this is my 6th working set, just for the record, so I get credit for it. You're only gonna see 4 sets on the actual video, but I'll get 30 seconds into the video, complete an agonizing set, and then walk over to my phone and see it hasn't been recording. So 6th set of this superset, just to finish this video officially. Anyway, let's make it good. Push hard. Like I've been saying on the last few takes that didn't record, push yourself as hard as you can on the last set of the day so you can walk away from the workout and feel satisfied with what you've done, the work you've done. Absolutely shot. Probably over 100 collective reps of this thing. Terrible. Got nothing left. Oh my God. The ones that got cut off are a lot better than this set, but for the sake of finishing the video, And that is all she wrote for legs. Thank you for watching.